Hey guys, Michelle Martin. Same day, different crop. Still windy. So today we're gonna learn all about kale. You ready to teach us all about it?
We can talk about it.
All right, God's world's amazing, so let's learn about it. So tell us a little bit about the duration, when we plant it, when we harvest it.
Our early kale, September-ish, we will transplant it in the ground so we can hopefully have it ready before first part of November, so we can have kale for Thanksgiving. We will have kale all year long though. I mean, it's a crop that we grow from start to finish. Does well down here as long as we don't get scorching hot days. Kale survives down here pretty well.
Like today, where they said it was going to be in the 60s and it's like 85?
85 is okay, as long as our nights get down in the 50s and 60s, these plants can hang on.
Makes for nice shade. Or maybe a whip,
yeah.
No. Anyway, so tell us here, I see like it looks like some of it's been harvested here. Can this be harvested multiple times?
Yeah, so like what I was talking about earlier, we try to get it to harvest as quick as we possibly can, but we can harvest a lot off of one plant. So generally what will happen is we'll come through here when it's about that big and we'll be able to harvest the bottom 3 or 4 leaves, and then we wait another 30 days, 40 days, whatever it might be, come back, harvest the next 3 to 4 leaves. We just keep working our way up the plant. But I mean, you can strip these, that one's broke, but you can strip these like that, and there's you a bunch of kale that goes to the grocery store.
So that's exactly how they harvest it, aside from pulling the whole plant out.
Yeah, they don't pull the help. We leave this in the ground so we can keep producing from it. But yeah, that's what the harvester will do, is they'll just come through here and they break them off at the stalk, just like that. Make a nice pretty bunch. And that's what goes to your grocery stores. Okay,
so this is not the only type of kale that we grow, correct?
Correct.
And maybe those at home, maybe they've never even heard of kale. What is kale?
So kale is a brassica. So brassicas are gonna be your same family as cabbage, kohlrabi that we've talked about in the past.
Broccoli?
Broccoli, cauliflower, they're all gonna be the same. This is just more of a leafy cultivar of a brassica family. So you really can't eat the roots or the stalk of this. You're mainly just eating this for the leaf itself. We also grow 3 different types of kale down here in South Texas. This is green kale. There's also a red kale and a lacinato kale, which we call black kale.
Lacinato?
Yeah, so it doesn't have, like red kale and green kale will have these really fluffy looking type leaves.
Right.
Lacinato kale is more of a straighter leaf. It's not as curly. It's got a completely different look than most kale does.
All right, let's get down to the technical stuff now.
Okay.
Does kale have to be irrigated?
Yes, kale is irrigated.
Okay, and what kind of bedding are we looking at when it comes to planting this?
We're back on 40-inch rows. We're back to 2 lines on 1 bed. Drip or flood, depending on the farmer's preference.
And so what kind of insects are we battling when we're trying to grow kale?
Whiteflies and aphids are probably our biggest nemesis.
Aphids, everyone's favorite.
Yeah, the way that this kale grows, it's got a lot of like hiding spaces here inside these leaves. So the leaves will actually act as a cover for them to get out of the wind. So it's very hard to get them out of the canopy, where if it's a flat leaf, when we spray, we can get good coverage. Here it's really hard to get good coverage on these leaves.
Because they are so curly.
Because
Great hiding spot.
It is a great hiding spot. So this is a very hard crop to keep clean.
All right, got my kale plant, my kale leaves over here. Tell me a fun fact about kale that no one may know.
Salad bars and some pizza restaurants will actually use kale as a garnish.
Okay.
To make their buffet look pretty.
Oh, that's interesting. So next time you're at a salad bar or somewhere, if you have a garnish, it might be kale.
Correct.
All right, so I know that we were talking a little bit about harvest and you showed us how they come and clip off.
Correct.
So how do they know where to stop? And then how many times can they harvest this same plant?
Generally 4 times, maybe 5 if we're lucky, depending on the growing conditions. I mean, you got to think this plant right here has probably been in the ground since early September. We're in January. It's an old plant, so hopefully it keeps on producing, but they get weak and tired as they go along. 4 to 5 harvests, but when we stop harvest, or what we will do is we will harvest up into the grow terminal.
Oh, which is right here, like the true leaf.
With a tree, yeah, that's the grow terminal. So that will make these leaves in another 45, 50 days.
Okay, so you can get multiple cuts off of it.
Correct.
That's very interesting.
As long as we leave that, we can continue to grow this plant.
This is Michelle Martin reporting live from the kale field. We are now signing off. Thank you, Clayton, for teaching us just a minute's worth of kale.
You're very welcome.
We'll see you guys later for Veggie Minute.